Hello, guys. Good evening. Beyond Boundary Lines with Hari Shankar, episode 4. This time, it's a special guest who's very close to me, very close to cricketing circle, encyclopedia of cricket. None other than our CSK's batting coach, Michael Hussey. Yeah, I'll try to, invite him.
Hey Harry, how are you,
Hi,
mate?
Huss. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. How are you going?
All good, all good. How is the family?
Yeah, we're all going well, thank you. Yeah, it's all busy. We've been quite lucky here in Perth. We haven't been affected too badly from COVID-19, so the kids are all at school. They're back playing sport. We've been able to get out and about, so we're very lucky over here at the moment. But I hear it's pretty tough over there in India.
Oh yeah, I mean it's getting better slowly. Obviously things were really bad, but now due to this all these doctors they have done a great job here. Today is a doctor day. If you want to just wish them,
No, they're doing an amazing job all around the world. It's
yeah,
it's incredible. To
yes,
deal with this thing that we've never had to deal with before. It's unprecedented, really. So it's been amazing. Yeah, you've got to take your hats off to all the doctors and the people working. It's just unbelievable.
yeah, yes. Okay. So jumping onto our show, the first question which I wanted to ask you was when did you find a inch to start playing cricket? When was the first?
Well, I started in the backyard, really, from a very young age. I think I was about 2 or 3 years of age, and my dad wasn't a fan of cricket at all. So when I picked up this stick in the backyard, and all we had was these little rocks in the backyard, so my dad would throw rocks at me, and I'd try and hit these rocks. So that's how it sort of started. And then my brother came along, and we started our backyard battles. So that's probably when it all started. We watched cricket on TV, watching guys like Dennis Lillee and Alan Border, Rodney Marsh. They were our heroes growing up. And Australia would quite often play the West Indies at that time, who were the world champions. Yeah, we used to try and go out in the backyard and emulate our heroes from the TV.
Wow. So who wins the battle in there? Is it you or David?
Well, I'd have to say, look, Harry, if there was a spirit of cricket in the backyard of our place, we would have been banned for life because there were fights, there was cheating, there was bribery, there was sledging, there was all kinds of things going on. So, yeah, it wasn't pretty, but it's probably where we learn our competitive
Oh,
spirit. But they were pretty tough battles, that's for sure.
okay, that's great. Okay, so Has, what is that you feel your biggest fear while playing? While playing or while coaching?
It's a good question. Probably that I was never good enough, really, and always worried that I wouldn't be able to compete with the other guys because they were better or bigger or stronger than me. When I was growing up, I was a very little kid. I didn't have a lot of power. I didn't have a lot of shots. I didn't have much strength, and so I felt like I was inferior to a lot of the guys playing, and at the time, and a lot of the times throughout my career, it sort of, really, I guess, hurt my confidence. But on the flip side of that, it probably helped me in a lot of ways because it made me work twice as hard as everyone else. Because I thought, well, I'm going to have to train twice as hard as anyone else just to be able to compete with these guys out here, and maybe that sort of helped me in the long run.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, Has, what is success to you? You have reached this position, and do you feel the reason is God, talent, or luck? Which one you feel?
You probably need a little bit of everything, really, but certainly a lot of luck. Being in the right place at the right time. But I think a great work ethic's really important as well. I think for me, it's important. Yes, it's great to have your long-term goals and to, want to represent your country or, to be part of an Ashes series or World Cups or things like that. But it's all about the process. So for me, success was about if I could master my process, then I knew the results would just take care of themselves eventually. Cricket's a very tough game. You have your good days, your bad days. But I thought if I could get my preparation right, if I knew I was working hard on my game, if I knew I was staying focused, then I gave myself the best chance to perform and perform well. And when I felt like I got my process right, then I felt like I was going to have success, I guess.
Wow. So you've talked about the process. Okay, process while before you get into bat. What are the process you follow?
Well, I try. It probably starts about 2 or 3 days leading up to a match. Making sure I'm focusing on my basics at training and making sure my basic game and foundation are in good working order. Making sure I'm getting enough sleep. Making sure I'm eating the right things and fueling my body for the battle ahead of a test match. And then when I turn up to the game, it's about going through a good, solid warm up, but trying to stay relaxed as well. I think I get in trouble if I got too tense and too uptight. So trying to stay as relaxed as possible. And then out in the middle, I just stuck to a 4-step routine, basically for every single ball that I faced. And I stuck to that through, large portions of my career. And and as I said before, if I just stuck to those things, then it doesn't guarantee success, but it gives you the best chance of scoring some runs.
Oh, that's great. Okay, Has, you spoke about fitness. Obviously physical fitness is one which is one mandatory thing. What do you think about mental fitness and how to improve that particular part for all these youngsters who are all watching here? If you can just tell them.
Yeah, it's a great question, and the reason why I say that is that I remember listening to one of my heroes, Dennis Lillee, many years ago, and he said at the top level, cricket is 90% mental and 10% skill. And I didn't believe him at the time. I must admit, I thought, no way. Surely, you need to have your skills, at a good level. But once I got to that top level, I realised he was probably right. That the game is such a mental game, and what goes on between the ears can be the difference between being a great player and a very average player. And I've seen that, firsthand. I've seen a lot of fantastic players playing club cricket in Australia, who I think have definitely got the ability and the skill and the talent to play Test cricket for Australia. But unfortunately, they didn't have the mental skills. So I was very fortunate in that respect that in my junior years, from about under 15s onwards, I was exposed to a sports psychologist down at the WACA, not far from here. And he taught us plenty of lessons about concentration, about visualization, goal setting, routines, and the importance of those mental skills. And so, I was very fortunate to build that foundation from a younger age. And I have no doubt whatsoever that held me in good stead once I started to experience the game, throughout my career.
Wow. Okay. That's great. I mean, I'm getting a lot of insights here, Has. Has, obviously I'm tickling the encyclopedia. Obviously, I'll get a lot of insights. Okay, so when people call you Mr. Cricket, do you get, what's the kind of feeling?
A bit embarrassed, to be honest. And the reason why I say that is, there's so many better players than me out there around the world. There's so many more players that know a lot more about the game than what I do. But for some reason, I've got the tag. I think where it comes from is a great love for the game. I really do love every part of the game. I'm happy to talk about the game anytime, anywhere, with anyone, and all the intricacies of the game as well. Always looking to learn more. Certainly as a player, but even now as a coach, still so much to learn as a coach and just want to get better all the time. So, that's probably where it sort of comes from. I guess from my point of view, a little bit embarrassed about it, but it could be called a lot worse. So, I can't be too disappointed.
No, but that's probably one of the main reasons why people call you Mr. Cricket.
Maybe you're right. I'm not sure.
Has, if Mr. Cricket is an award, who do you want to pass it on to?
I've been trying to pass it on for the last 10 years. I tried to give it to Murali Dhuran at CSK, but that didn't stick. I tried to give it to Steve Smith a couple of years ago when he was scoring so many runs, but that didn't stick either. So, you know, I'm happy to give it away, but it seems to keep coming back. It's like a boomerang. Have you heard of a boomerang over there? You know, it's an Australian, our indigenous people, the Aboriginals, they used it as a hunting device. And it's sort of a funny shaped wooden object that they throw, and they try and hit animals that they can eat the animals. But if it misses them, it comes back. So it just keeps coming back to me like a boomerang. Yeah, that's right.
No, I mean that's one of the main reason why you've been called as Mr. Cricket. You know, no other nobody's ready to take that kind of pressure, probably.
No. It's I guess it's a flattering nickname, I guess.
Oh, no. Okay. So next question. You know, for all the CSK fans, you've been a player in CSK's dugout. Now you are a coach. So what's the major difference which you are seeing in the dugout?
I'm seeing a very different. I guess what I'm seeing that's different is that working with the coaching staff. My impression of, say, Stephen Fleming as the head coach is this. He's a bit like Dhoni, you know. He's calm, he's cool, he's in control, he's very articulate, he's organised, he's smart, and just calm and casual all the time. But now that I'm on the coaching staff, you do actually learn that he does get very frustrated at times, and he does lose his temper and he loses his cool at times. Never in front of the players, and I think that's a very good thing. But certainly around the coaching staff, he does get frustrated by certain things. And it's nice to know that the man is actually human and he does get frustrated by things. But no, it's wonderful. We're very lucky to be able to work with a great group of people from all around the world, whether they be players from India and from around the world, but also the coaching staff from all around the world as well. We're very blessed to have such a fantastic group of people, fantastic owners, fantastic franchise, and we want to give our best for them, for the players, for the owners, for each other, because you just love them so much, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the entire Chennai loves everyone in CSK. Okay.
Oh, we've been very lucky. We've been very lucky.
I mean, it's not about lucky. We are lucky, probably. You guys are the ambassadors of Chennai.
Yeah, well, I think the guys sense that, you know, whether they be the coaching staff or the players. You know, we're playing for the yellow and we're playing for the owners, but we're also playing for the fans. The amount of support that we get is unbelievable. I get blown away, even turning up for training, you know, in the pre-season, before the tournament even starts, and there's like 10, 15,000 people there just to watch Dhoni or Raina bat. It just blows me away. When we go to an away game, we're playing in Delhi and there's more yellow shirts than there are Delhi shirts.
Absolutely.
It's just incredible.
It's a goosebump. It's not just Tamil Nadu. It's not just Chennai, Has. It's the yellow love has been spread throughout the India, and not only India, even worldwide. You know, it has become a great fan base. The fan base is huge. You know, probably you could say it's a very, very genuine fan.
Yes, and that's what I've really noticed about Chennai and Tamil Nadu. In all seriousness, is that they are a very knowledgeable crowd. That they know cricket, you know, and they have a good understanding of people, I think, and they know people that play the game in the right manner. And I think that's been one of the hallmarks of the CSK team over a long period of time as well, is that we pride ourselves on playing hard, playing fair, but playing in the right spirit as well. And we've been wonderfully led by MSD in that respect, and Stephen Fleming as a coach, in that they always impress on us that, you know, we must play hard and we must play to win, but we've got to play, you know, fairly and in the right spirit of the game.
Yeah, that's the spirit of Chennai as well, and Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Has. Has, the next question, when you talk, we have spoken about CSK and we have to speak about one person, the the icon of
Jadeja?
CSK.
Jadeja or Bravo, or who's the one person you think?
Oh. Okay. The people who are in live, they'll just go furious. I mean, not in the match sense, but still, July 7th, the man of 7,
Yes.
MS Dhoni.
Happy birthday! It's coming up, isn't it? What, just a few days away?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm not sure. As you get older, the birthdays you sort of don't celebrate as much. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of love for MSD all around the world. Not just in Chennai, not just in India, but everywhere. But yeah, we hope he's doing well. We hope his family's safe and well and happy. And look, we're all hoping that we can see him soon. See him out there in the middle and training again.
He's giving different avatar in his post. FB, be it FB post or Instagram. He comes in a different style. Whenever he puts out a new photo, it is like a swagger moment. Everyone tries to follow it.
Really? Yeah. Okay. I'm not up on all the social media content at this stage, so yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's a great guy. Humble guy. He treats people with so much respect. That's what I love about the guy. Yeah, obviously he's this huge megastar in India and all around the world, but he's honestly just a down-to-earth person who treats people as he would like to be treated. And that's not easy for someone that's such a huge star in India.
Correct. So, what's the difference between Dhoni as a player, I mean, as a co-player, and now as a coach? How do you see? What's the difference you see in Dhoni?
Not too much different, to be honest. And to be honest, from a coaching perspective, you don't need to coach him very much either. It's more about just letting him do his thing. He's got so much experience. He knows his own game so well. So I'm not looking to try and change him too much, especially at this stage of his career. But I'll tell you what, he's great to talk to about the game. He's a really deep thinker. And he comes up with some different perspectives, and different to the norm. And you see that in his captaincy out of the middle. Sometimes you think, whoa, where's he going with this move, But more often than not, it comes off and he pulls the right string. So, yeah, I'm probably, as a coach, learning off him as a player. So, yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, it's really good. And we hope he can stay around and keep playing for, I don't know, let's hope a few more years yet.
I mean, obviously. We wish that he always stays with Chennai. And okay, so now after his playing career, if he is not a player of Chennai, would he become a coach or a mentor?
I don't know. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask him that one. I think he'd be a fantastic coach because he's got a great understanding of the game. He's got great empathy. He's humble, and I think you need to be humble as a coach. So I think he'd be good, but it's just a case of what he wants to do. I'm sure, I don't know, but I'm sure he will still be involved with the team and the franchise in some form, whether it is as a mentor or in some capacity. Because he's just got so much to offer, and he is Mr. CSK, I guess, in a lot of ways. He's been there for so long and led the team so well over such a long period of time.
True, Has. Very true. Okay, the next thing is, data plays a major role in T20 cricket. And I know that for a fact that you consume data in such a way that it is easily consumable. But how do you think every player needs to consume the data, and coaches, how they help with the data? Yeah,
it's a good question. And I guess the best way for me to answer this is that I think as a coach, I need to be across a lot of the data and asking the right questions of the analysts. But not every player likes too much data. Some like a lot. So say, for example, Faf du Plessis, he wants to know a lot of the data. So he wants to know how many slower balls Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is bowling in the first 6 overs. He wants to know everything. Whereas there's other guys that don't want to know a single thing. And so I guess that's really important, to be able to build up a good rapport and a good relationship with your players, and understand which pieces of the data they want and which pieces of the data they don't want. Have it all there and be ready to offer it when needed. But yeah, it's really important to know your players, I guess.
True. Very nice. Okay. Has, this is like a very important question. I've been involved with a lot of these leagues. So during TNPL, what happened, a lot of these players, when they don't get an opportunity to play with, play on 11 on that particular day, they are being dropped. Their mindset goes into a different level. They get disappointed. They get dejected. How to handle that? Have you ever felt the same situation?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, I got dropped from the Western Australian team a few years ago, and it's demoralising. You feel terrible. You feel negative. You feel like you're in a deep hole that you're not going to be able to get out of, and it takes some time to get over. It's not a nice place to be. I think for me, when I was in that hole, I just took some time to really try and focus on what my best game looks like and feels like, because I'd gone away from that. I was trying to play like Matthew Hayden or Ricky Ponting or Adam Gilchrist, and that wasn't my style of play. So I had to get back to, okay, what do I do when I'm batting really, really well? What are the 2 or 3 or 4 things that I do and that I can focus on? And then I'd look myself in the mirror and say, okay, well, am I working hard enough? Am I working hard enough on the right things? Am I doing everything I possibly can to give myself a good chance of scoring runs? And quite often you sort of, if you look yourself in the mirror, you can come up with a few things that maybe you could be doing a little bit better and being a bit more professional at. And then it's getting back to, as I said, focusing on what your best game looks like and just sticking to that, because, it's worked for you in the past, and I'm sure it'll work for you again.
So you talk to yourself after the game or before the game?
Oh, without doubt. Yeah, of course. After every game, I would review every innings and every match. How was I playing? What was I thinking? How was I feeling? It's an ongoing journey. Batting is a long journey. You're going to have so many ups and downs along the way, and you're not going to master the art ever. I would even if you ask Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, you never ever master the art of batting. Now they're obviously great players, but they've been on a long journey as well, with ups and downs along the way, and have learned so many lessons along the way. So it takes a long time. And if you're a young guy and you're getting dropped a few times, don't lose hope. Keep working hard. Keep trying to figure out how you play your best cricket, and just enjoy that journey along the way.
Yeah, but I remember one match, against Rajasthan Royals, that 14.3 mark game.
I
Can
remember
you just take us
it,
through the moment? Now, how was it? You were sitting out. So how was it feeling for you? Did you miss that?
It was, you mean the Mumbai Indians game against Rajasthan Royals at the Wankhede Stadium? Yeah, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable game. Obviously, we were chasing nearly 200 to win the game. 189. And we needed to get it in 14.3 overs.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was almost a case of just going out there and thinking, well, we've got nothing to lose. Let's just go for it and see what happens. And thankfully, Corey Anderson from New Zealand, he played one of the most amazing innings you've ever seen. And he hadn't scored a lot of runs, to be honest, throughout the tournament. So it was just one of those days that clicked, and we just rode that momentum. And to actually get there in the end, it was amazing. Yeah, there was a lot of good little contributors along the way that were very important. Great batting conditions, obviously. You know what it's like there at Wankhede Stadium, chasing down a big total on good pitch, dew in the outfield. It was just like it was meant to be. And I just remember, the last thing I remember was just the roar of that crowd. The atmosphere at that place is arguably one of the best in the world. It's an unbelievable environment.
That 14.3 was a nightmare. It was like this.
Well, they thought they'd won, and we were, you guys were all sending down the information saying, no, we need to hit a 4 or a 6 off the last. I didn't know what was going on, so I didn't even bother. I just thought, let's just hope this last ball goes for 4. And thankfully, I think it was Aditya Tare.
Yeah. I was
did the job at the end.
Shouting at the dugout. I told Anil Bhai, Anil bhai, we just need a boundary. We just need a boundary. So immediately Anil bhai went to Apurv Wankhede and he called him. Oh, just go inside.
It was amazing, amazing game.
Amazing match. Amazing game. Okay.
And it's funny, you know, I still know, I talk to, I know Paddy Upton very well. And every time I see Raoul Dravid, anytime I see James Faulkner, they still talk about that match, you know.
You know, he just
yeah.
like this.
That's right. Amazing, amazing.
Okay, so which crowd do you feel, you know, it's more energizing? Is it Chidambaram Stadium or Wankhede?
Oh, you'll get me in trouble here, mate. That's for sure. I must say, like, as I said, the atmosphere at Wankhede Stadium, whether you're a home player or an away player, is just out of this world. In fact, it's up there with the best in the world that I've ever experienced. I guess the problem at Chennai at the moment is that we've only been able to access half of the stadium. So we've had half a crowd, but the stands on the one side haven't been able to be utilised. And I remember playing there back in the older days when there was a full crowd there, and the noise. And it's open now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, that's fantastic news because, when I used to play there a long time ago and there was a full crowd and the whistles were blowing, the atmosphere was unbelievable. And it certainly pushes the players on. You know, honestly, you ride that momentum, you ride that wave of emotion in the ground. So, yeah, I'm very happy to hear that the stands will be open.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And, you know, a lot of these youngsters who are part of this TNPL, you know, they just take that small butterfly feeling when they see the crowd. You know, they don't know how to handle that pressure. You know, like rightly said, it has to be consumed as a positive thing rather than putting a pressure on them.
Yeah, well, I think it's a fantastic initiative, though, the TNPL. You know, these young players are getting exposed to what it's like. You know, they're playing under lights. They're playing in televised games. There's some crowds there, you know, 5,000, 10,000 people turning up. So they're getting a bit of a feeling of what it's like to field on the boundary line. The catch goes up high, you know, it's a chance to win or lose the game, and you know you're under pressure. So what great experience for these young guys to feel what it's like to be out there and help prepare them for hopefully when they go on and play in the IPL or play for India or you know in the future. Yeah,
somewhere I feel you know, Huss, you know, we should form a TNPL best 11 and play against CSK in either Tirunelveli or Nattam.
Definitely, yeah. Well, it'll be a good, maybe as a pre-season fixture or something like that. We could play a couple of warm-up games. It'd be great hit out for the guys because there's some great young talent out there. I've commentated at a few of the tournaments in the TNPL, and I loved the cricket. The cricket was fantastic. The only thing I struggled with was the name pronunciation. Some of those were quite difficult.
Okay. I'm not going to trouble you with, you know, bombarding with those questions. Obviously, who is
good. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. My last segment is, you know, I'll show you some photos, 4 photos, right?
Okay.
You know, if you can just talk us through the moment, or you can talk about that person.
Okay.
First is.
Mr. Srinivasan, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what a man, really. You know, the thing that stands out to me is just the amount of support and care he has for everyone in the whole organisation. If I give you one example, in IPL 2 in South Africa, it was the end of a very, very, very long summer for me. I'd played in Australia, I played in South Africa. I was absolutely physically and mentally exhausted. And it was coming into the IPL, and I needed a break. We had a big Ashes series coming up in the winter as well, and I knew I wasn't going to be playing at my best, so I was going to be letting CSK down, and I was going to be letting myself down as well. So I said to the franchise and Mr. Srinivasan, I said, would you mind if I missed this tournament and went home and had some time at home? I've just been away a long time. And he looked me in the eye and he said, do you want to play for CSK? And I said, yes, of course I want to play for CSK. I'm just not in a good space at the moment. And he said, that's all you needed to tell me. Go home, spend some time with your family, and you will be welcomed back every single time, to CSK. As long as I know that you want to play for us, then that's all I need to know. And just knowing you've got the faith and support and the backing of the boss, it meant a lot.
Wow. So it's a legacy in Tamil Nadu, Has. It's called, in Tamil, we say that Vandare Valavaikum Tamilagam. So the meaning is, whoever comes, we welcome with whole heart, full, with a lot of love and joy. And we don't actually, say, hey, go, something like that,
Yeah. No, and I've noticed that. And that's filtered through the whole franchise. You even look at the team. The team hardly changes, from game to game, from season to season. We've managed to keep a core group of players together for 10 or 11 years, apart from those 2 years where we were out of the tournament. But, it's just incredible the amount of faith and love and respect and that they show for the players. And the players feel that. And the players feel like they're part of the CSK family, and you want to perform for them. Not for yourself. You want to perform for them. And so there's something in that. That's great leadership.
I feel proud to be a Chennaiite, Has, now. Okay, so
that's good.
Next one is, I just want some similarities and differences in their captaincy.
Okay, well,
Dhoni and Rohit.
Rohit, yeah. Okay, well, I'd have to say the two Indians are pretty chilled out, pretty relaxed. I think tactically very good. Just sort of quieter and calmer sort of individuals. Whereas I'd say Clark and Ponting are definitely more aggressive, more, I guess, in your face, and competitive. Like not saying that the other guys aren't competitive, but outwardly competitive. They're wanting to lead from the front at training. If it's a table tennis game, if it's whatever the game is, that they're very, very competitive people. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I'm not sure. The Indian culture versus the Australian culture, but Virat sort of probably bucked that trend a little bit. He's more like an Australian captain. He's definitely more aggressive and competitive on the field. But all of those guys in their own right are wonderful leaders, but all very different as well. And it just goes to show that you don't have to be one type of person to be a great leader. It's about being true to yourself and being the person that you are, and leading in your own way. And I think they all do it and did it in their own way and in fantastic fashion.
Wow. Okay. Next one.
Kasi sir.
Kasi sir.
What a lovely man. Probably one of the kindest, loveliest men I've ever met in my entire life. There's nothing that's too much trouble for Kasi. He is so supportive, and I don't know, just such a kind man. Kind is the word that comes to mind for me. Nothing is too much trouble. He's always smiling. He's always so excited to see you. I often just stay in touch with him just to say g'day and how you're going and how your family. And he cares about you from a cricket perspective, but he probably cares more about you as a person and how your family is and how you're going off the field. Is there anything he can do to help us away from the cricket field? So, nothing but the greatest of respect for the man.
Superb. Okay, the last one.
We won that game.
Yeah. So can you just take us for a moment, how the day before and the day after, how was it?
The day before, it was pretty relaxed. We'd played against each other before in Sheffield Shield matches and other games, so it wasn't really a big issue for me. I think the media built it up to be something that more than what it was. It was basically just Sydney Thunder versus Melbourne Stars, and we just happened to be the two captains for the team. Dave was quite smart. I was out there batting, and he brought himself on to bowl, knowing that I would not want to get out to him. So I thought that was tactically a pretty good move. And thankfully we got over the line just, it it didn't sort of affect me too much that it was against Dave. It was more just about that we won the game, and that was the most important thing. All the hard work and effort and energy that we put into that campaign sort of came to fruition. So we're very happy.
Okay, that's great. Has, thank you so much. I mean, the entire segment is done. Just last thing.
Fantastic.
We'll just go through these questions which public have asked. I'll just quickly go through it. Mike Hussey is a superstar. Favorite player of the Okay. Would you like to come for IPL 2020? Is a question.
Yeah, of course. I'd love to.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, definitely would love the IPL to take place.
Yeah, Sir, who is the #1 batsman in world? Steve Smith or Virat Kohli?
It's a tough one to answer. It might be controversial, but I actually think Virat is probably the best all-rounded player. But, mate, Steve Smith is an amazing player. He's just so unorthodox. He's an amazing player to be at where he scores his run. But I just think Virat is he's just unbelievable. And especially coming from India, where there's so much pressure on those guys to perform day in and day out. He does it in all forms of the game. He's just an unbelievable player. And the thing that stands out about both of them is their hunger for runs. They just cannot bat long enough. It's just unbelievable to watch.
Okay, great. Okay, from my brother, Vignesh, he has written, Has, your mindset during the time you scored 22 runs in 4 balls against Ajmal. Can you just take us through the moment?
Yeah, that was a lucky day because I hated facing Ajmal. He was an unbelievable bowler. It was just lucky because there was a short boundary on my leg side and there was a strong breeze going that way as well. So I thought if I can just get the ball up into the air, hopefully the breeze will take it over the boundary. And luckily for me, I just got away with it that day. It was amazing.
Okay. Last 2 questions. The one is from Venki. Playing for which yellow jersey was fun? Aussie or CSK?
They were both fun. Obviously, playing for your country is the most special achievement that any player can have. So, playing for Australia was just, out of this world. A dream come true as a kid. But what I would say is that the minute that I walked into the dressing room for the first time in CSK, I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the players. I fell in love with the crowd and the fans. I fell in love with IPL. I love them both dearly. But yeah, you can't go past playing for your country. That's got to be #1.
100%. What kind of food you eat when you come here, Has? You eat Chennai food?
I love Indian food.
Okay.
Not the really spicy stuff. I can't handle that. But I do head down to the Dakshin sometimes and really enjoy the food there. And I like to go out with, say, Balaji or Murali Vijay or Badrinath, and they always take me to some nice places around Chennai as well. So that's good. I love Indian food. So I've become accustomed to it, and can't get enough.
That's great. Okay, last one, Has. Would you like to be part of Indian team as a coach? Karthik, my brother.
Thanks, Karthik. No, I'm pretty happy with CSK at the moment, and the reason why I say that is I've got quite a young family back or here in Australia, and if you're coaching with an international team, not quite at the moment, obviously with COVID-19, but generally speaking, you're back on the road for 9, 10, 11 months of the year, particularly with the Indian team. Like they are the busiest team in the world, and I'm not ready to be back on the road for that amount of time, especially while my kids are growing up. I need to be here, and IPL coaching is fantastic. It's basically 2.5 months of the year. So I can really jump in, work extremely hard for that sort of period of time. Obviously, you stay in touch with the guys around that, and you continue talking and working with them, from over distance. But actually being on the ground, for that amount of time is just works well for the balance of this stage of my life.
That's great, Has. Before this interview, I was like, I was in some other state. I didn't know whether I'll be able to handle this. I was under pressure. After
Well, you've handled the pressure well, mate. You've handled the pressure very well. Played a nice straight bat, so you've been good.
Thank you. Thank you so
No worries, Harry.
much. Yes. Thank you so much for that. And it was lovely interacting with you. Thank you for accepting my request for you to join me live. And from Chennai people and from myself, thank you so much, and stay safe. We pray to the Almighty that this COVID pandemic situation gets resolved very quickly, and hope to see you soon in Chennai for IPL.
Good on you, Harry. Yeah, thanks for having me on, mate. I've enjoyed it. It's good to see you. I hope you and your family stay safe, and everyone in Chennai. We're feeling for the people that are doing it tough at the moment, and I'm so keen to get back over there, and let's hope we can see the IPL soon. But good to speak to you, mate.
See you. Thank you so much, As.
Thanks, mate. See you later. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed. The next episode, I'll keep you posted. It's again going to be an international start. I'll let you know. Okay, just stay tuned to my channel. Like my post and subscribe my channel. See you guys. Bye bye.